Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at nbnrpodcast.com.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
You know, we just really love Otter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me. He's like, you know what you just did?
You get mad when you go get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad!
GBR.
Indeed. No Block, No Rock, Season 4, Episode 19. Coming at you from the Nebraska Brewing Company tap room in La Vista, Nebraska, 68128. They are open tonight. It is a Tuesday evening. The snow's fallen. It is a post-Christmas episode. But first, before we get into football heavy talk, guys, let's discuss what we are drinking here. Pickle fight. Love it. Love the pickle fight. I don't care if you give me shit. I don't care if you guys hate pickles. It's freaking excellent.
I'm going to say it every week. He's the new Connor, right?
Well, no.
Well, hold on.
There is only one Connor.
Don't insult me like that.
No, there's only one backdoor king, but he's a Connor. He's a Connor now.
I mean,
Look at me.
you did drink the Pilsner
I am a
for
Connor
like,
now.
we had like 60 plus episodes last year, and you drank Pilsner, 59 of them, or in
Probably.
2023.
Yeah.
And Jared's probably on like episode like
9?
like probably like 10,
Probably more than that.
maybe more.
Yeah,
Of
like-
drinking the pickle fight.
Yeah,
so
but like you went the Pilsner, it's like obnoxious.
yeah,
I mean, with me, I guess it is a little bit obnoxious too.
yeah,
with the pickle.
it's getting there.
So
It's getting
maybe
there.
I am. Maybe I am you.
Is it a bad time to tell you guys that I am drinking Pilsner?
Oh,
Perfect.
Boy.
It's back, baby.
Doo-doo-doo.
It's so back.
It's so back.
I hope it runs out again.
Shut up.
Jesus.
Shut up. Don't
See,
you put
Mike-
that evil on me.
Mike doesn't even want you to be happy. It's Christmas,
So, hey,
Mike.
speaking of Christmas, our awesome listener, Her Dizzle, did say Merry Christmas, boys. So shout
Merry
out Her
Christmas,
Dizzle.
Her Dizzle.
Thanks, brother.
We appreciate you.
KB, what you got in your look?
Drinking the Hefeweizen. I think I'm on 2 weeks in a row with the old Hef.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just- I mean, it's just like you show up. What do you want to drink? Give me the Hef. All day long.
Yes.
Yeah. Mike, what are you drinking?
Okay, brother.
I'm also drinking the EOS. It is a fantastic beer, in my opinion, the best beer on tap. But they're not in the business of making bad beer. So they're all good. Come in the tap room, give it a try.
108th and Harrison, La Vista, Nebraska. It's excellent. Connor Kavlik helped me out. World class.
In every glass.
All right, fellas. You know, we got some Husker stuff. It's kind of a lull. You know, this is our first episode since the signing day last week on Wednesday. So we will talk about some signings, you know, probably the most notable signing that Nebraska's ever had. We'll probably touch on that a little bit. But before we get into all that, fellas, just tell me, what was the best thing that you got for Christmas? I will start. I got a pair of new flip-flops.
Oh, wait, you mean the one with the chunk out of it is no more?
I'm still holding on to those. I cannot let go of those. But yes, my mother got me a pair of flip-flops. She's been giving me shit about getting some new flip-flops. So, you know, I didn't ask for them, but I opened up the box and there they were. And I'm like, ha, very funny.
Yeah.
You just have to know the story behind that to find it funny. But we don't need to get into all that stuff. But yeah, I'm going to stick with that. That's the best thing I got.
So I have not got to get to do my family Christmas. We're doing that on the 30th. Everybody was busy, was away from work. We weren't able to do it. But as of now, my girlfriend's mother got me 2 presents. And I did not expect them. It was very nice of her to get me something, but got me 2 Husker polos and 1 quarter zip. And I was blown away because both polos and the quarter zip were items that I'd been looking at for like 3 months.
Oh, nice.
And I had told no one, not even my girlfriend. And so I asked, I was like, who told you that I wanted these? And she had just randomly bought them. And I got everything, like all of the Husker merch I wanted. It was
yeah.
incredible. So shout out, Deb. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm not wearing them tonight.
She did not go through your internet history.
I hope
hope not.
I don't
you
know.
and me both, brother.
Yeah.
KB.
I Carly and I think we're heading to Yellowstone. I surprised her with a trip to Yellowstone, but we used some vouchers that we had for some previous travel plans that we kind of canceled on a couple years ago. So half of it was her, half of it was me. So that'll be a lot of fun. But she also got me like one of those putting mats, with like the ball return.
When it rolls back.
It rolls back to me.
I have one of those.
You still gonna suck at golf?
Probably.
Are you still gonna leave your putts short?
Probably. Probably. Leave them
It's
alone.
just gonna happen at home now.
Yeah. Well, if you leave them short on the putting mat, they still come back. Yeah. Mike, what'd you get?
Okay, I would say as a father of now 2 young little kids, I would say the coolest gift I got was watching them open their gifts. So, boo.
Cliche answer.
It's cliche, but it really is. Like once you
it's super
become
cool.
a parent, it is really cool just watching them go to town. And just Peyton obviously is now kind of at that age where she's starting to understand what Christmas was. And we went through like 6 of them. So she was going up and getting gifts at every freaking Christmas, and just she got the hang of it.
Yeah.
And
So-
it was fun.
Here's the better question. What was your favorite gift that you got your daughters?
So she's got this phase right now where she has to grab mom's makeup out of her drawer, and she walks around and like brushes her face. So we got her a fake makeup set.
Yeah.
Like with like a vanity and everything. So I would say that was probably my favorite gift that Santa brought my daughter. So it was pretty cool, and she immediately knew what it was.
I'm very surprised you didn't buy them a bunch of things that make a bunch of noise. Like a recorder, a piano,
a karaoke machine,
one of those popping
You think
lawnmowers.
I need that in my house?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
What's really funny is, again, I know my sister doesn't watch the podcast, but my family Christmas coming up, my nephew is getting ready to turn 3 in April, and I got him a harmonica.
Oh, that's perfect.
My grandparents used to do that for us, and like I always thought it was just like, oh, they want us to learn how to play the harmonica.
No.
But I think they were punishing my parents.
Oh, 100%.
So I'm gonna do that to my sister.
Yeah.
I find that very funny.
I have nephews, but it's tough because it's like I have kids. So like if I were to get my nephew like a drum set, because that's kind of in my head, I'm gonna get it back in some way. So you have to walk that line very carefully.
Yeah. Yeah. So when Peyton starts putting on makeup too early, you can't be the dad that gets pissed off at her. Like,
No.
you have literally sent her down this path.
Well, she figured it out by herself. She does the same thing like when I'm brushing my teeth. She wants her toothbrush so she can brush her teeth.
So when she sees Sarah kicking on that
Yes.
second face
Exactly.
or third face,
So it's Sarah's fault, not mine. That's
fair
what
enough.
it comes down to.
Okay. All right, fellas. Now, before we get into the signing day and all that, I do just want to say, like, how about them Chiefs?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like look, they're still 9-6. Okay, so like
It's
lot of
not
people,
a bad season.
a lot of people are like, the sky is falling.
It isn't falling.
But here's the
What?
thing, like, you could say that they used to have like an aura about them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Patrick Mahomes has an aura. The Chiefs and Andy Reid, there's an aura. I think it's gone now.
Yeah, like they were never out of it ever. Like they were never out of a game. It just felt like even if they were down a couple scores, like no worries. All they need is a good 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Mahomes will wave his
But
magic wand and everything will be fine.
Yeah, Mahomes will do something weird and no win.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I find it funny.
Raiders.
I find it funny watching the contrast between, let's call it, like, I think it's fair to call this an off season for Kansas City.
Yes.
Watching the contrast between Patrick Mahomes in an off season and Josh Allen in an off season. Because Patrick Mahomes is throwing helmets, screaming at teammates, generally being a whiny bitch.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of Chiefs fans that watch, and I know some of them might be upset at that, but he is. Like, he's being a whiny bitch. I know he's a great player.
Oh, yeah.
But then you see Josh Allen in the middle of an offseason, and before this most recent game is dapping up his players. And everybody's seen the meme on Twitter, the big dog,
Yeah.
Tiger Woods. And he's literally just doing that to all of his teammates. Like, big dog, big dog. Like, Josh Allen, I don't know if it's like one of those things where it's like, don't take yourself too serious, but like not every loss is a career ender. And I feel like, and maybe that's a competitor, Mahomes, and I'm sure that's the way some people will
Well,
frame it.
I mean, you win that many Super Bowls in
two.
such a short amount of time. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
and so like not winning feels
it's
terrible.
like, holy shit,
Yeah.
I hate
And
this.
things generally have gone their way. Like they catch the breaks. They get the calls generally. They have not this year, which is kind of funny. But yeah, they get things to go their way, and they're not. And it's kind of funny to see how people handle that, because if you're on the other side of that and something went the other way, and you compose yourself and take care of it, and obviously the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, Nebraska fans, we are very accustomed to not having things go our way.
We've been there before.
Kansas City fans, I can tell you how to fix your team right now. It would take 30 seconds. Travis Kelce dumped Taylor Swift. That she's the problem.
I did see this funny.
Ever since she came into the picture.
Travis Kelce
is
looking
she the
like
new
maybe
Jessica Simpson? Remember?
No, she's the new Yoko Ono.
Oh my God.
Oh,
she's the new Yoko Ono. She's breaking up the Beatles. Like that's what's happening.
All right. Anyways, this is a Husker podcast.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like we got a lot of Chiefs, probably a lot of Chiefs fans.
I know. I'm not ruffling the feathers there.
Oh, I might just want to ruffle the feathers.
Speaking of feathers,
we appreciate the Chiefs fans that listen to us.
Speaking of feathers, I said this before the episode, but I do want to give one shout out to the Ravens for sending me to the finals of my fantasy league last night. So, Jared, good for you.
Thank you, Lamar.
Lose to the
Thank
Colts in week 3. So just remember that. The Colts are the best team in the NFL. Moving on.
Jesus Christ. He goes from saying something really smart, saying thanks Ravens, to whatever that was.
That is every week though.
Oh,
He goes from saying something smart and then to something just stupid.
Connor said something dumb. What a good taste. Yeah, that's
really
new.
went out on a limb there, didn't you?
Yeah, that's new.
Like Mike saying that Chuba would transfer.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, newsflash. If you get your news from the No Block No Rock podcast,
which you should,
Chuba Purdy has entered the transfer portal. If you listen to the No Block No Rock podcast, you would know that Mike has been saying this prior to the Iowa game when he specifically said, I'm graduating.
Mike Stradamus.
I'm just saying that was going to happen.
There was one way that Chuba stayed here, and it is if they failed totally.
To get no quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Yes.
failed totally on the quarterback room.
Yes.
That was, I feel like, the only way. If Chuba was guaranteed a starting spot, he stays.
Oh yeah.
If he wasn't guaranteed, no. Go get your playing time.
Okay, but he's getting a guaranteed playing time. Like there's still no guarantee he's gonna beat somebody out at Boise or wherever he ends up. It's not like he's
I agree.
He's like uber talented.
Yeah, but look at the room at Nebraska that he would have had to compete with.
Well,
it just wasn't going to happen.
What do you mean?
Who does he have to compete with?
He has to compete against a true freshman and a guy that played tight end this year.
2 true freshmen.
Oh, and I guess if you want to say Danny Kaelin, are you saying right now Danny Kaelin is better than Chuba Purdy?
I haven't seen enough from Kaelin.
Yeah, I haven't either.
And frankly, I haven't seen enough from DR.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I feel like Chuba might have seen something or felt something that was like, this probably isn't the place for me.
Yeah. Oh well.
And I wish the best for him. I don't think any of us have ever said anything bad about any Nebraska players that have transferred out. We wish the best for him, but
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You're obviously gonna play behind the highest rated Nebraska recruit ever.
Yep.
In Dylan Raiola. And then of course you gotta factor in the whole family aspect of it. You got Dominic Raiola, his father, kind of looming around.
Yeah, he's probably making move to Lincoln. So
making sure his son is being coached well and is put in the right positions, because if he's not, I have a feeling that Dom will make that very known to the coaching staff.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess ideally, of course, you would love Chuba to have stayed. Just to
for depth, absolutely.
The more quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yes.
And of course, you look at the history of the quarterback room at Nebraska. What are the odds that a quarterback ever plays a full season?
What was the last season? We've covered this recently.
We had to go.
Was it Tanner?
Yeah, I think it was technically Tanner Lee, but before that, I think Tanner Lee did get hurt that season, but I don't think he missed any games.
Yeah, so that is important to bring that up, that Tanner was the last one under Mike Riley to not go out in the season, because Mike Riley's system really was not running the quarterback after Tommy Armstrong left. Yeah, it was pro style. So if Matt Rule is serious in wanting to run an offense like the 49ers, they keep bringing this up, right? Like we want to model after the 49ers. You wouldn't expect Dylan to get super banged up or whoever's starting at quarterback to get banged up, because he's not running it up the gut 6-7 times a game, 20 times a game. Like you would hope.
It's going to be very tempting to run the quarterback. It's very tempting to do that because it just gives you an extra layer of things for the defense to account for. So yeah, I think they'll still be like a little more, they'll be tempted to do it. But he's like Ben. He's happen.
But he's
Dylan's like Ben Roethlisberger. For God's
That's
sake.
what I'm saying. It's not like he's freaking Adrian Martinez.
Right.
Like the guy is not. He is mobile enough as a pocket passer to go make plays when he has to, but he is not a guy that is going to be running the option, which I thought was hilarious. That his signing day.
Awesome.
For those of you who missed it, they used NCAA 14.
Yeah.
Tommy
Frazier
running the option.
running the run against the Florida Gators. They used Dylan Raiola in that situation, and Jared did make the best remake of that of all time.
Yeah,
but they used him running the option, and Dylan Raiola will not be running the speed option or really any form of it at Nebraska. And if you think he is, you really need to watch the film.
But Mike, you bring up a good point. That was like, he's mobile enough that the defense is still going to have to account for a QB run, but it's just not going to happen 20 times a game.
Right. He's not somebody that, you're going to call 20 run plays for, and he's not going to be running it 70 yards through six different, Wisconsin bodies like Chuba did this year.
Yeah.
Or,
if you look
all three of them did it.
Yeah. If you look at Dylan's high school stats, dude, I don't think he was ever positive in the rushing department once. I think he was like negative a lot of yards because, you get sack yards count for rushing yards.
Sure.
If he was a runner or if he could run at all, like you're not gonna be all negative yards your whole high school career in the rushing department. So he's not going to run like that.
This is not for Matt Rule and co. Like this is put your money where your mouth is. Like it's time, right? Well, like if you really plan on this kid being your starter for 3 years, 4 years, if you're lucky,
Coach Sat, this is the guy.
This is your chance. You better have that run game figured out, and you better have the pass game figured out because Dylan Raiola is not taking it.
That is exactly where my thought is. Obviously Raiola not being that running QB that we've seen. If the running game falls incredibly short with Raiola, because Sat obviously wants to run a pro style.
Mm-hmm.
Does the fault really lie if that becomes like something we have to do? Does that lie with Rule or Satterfield? Like, is it poor scheme? Is it, we sold out for this pro style? Because you can't imagine that we're not going to run this kid at least a few times a game. I'm thinking 3 to 5.
I mean,
are you saying design quarterback run or just him breaks down?
I'm not talking scramble. I'm talking like there's going to be some options.
I don't know about that.
There's going to be some options. I think you're crazy to think otherwise.
I think if it's at less than 5, because you still have to have a wrinkle and show something.
And if your team,
especially in college,
if your team in your second year has been running nothing but quarterback run game for the last 3 to 5 years, I think it'd be dumb not to just at least try it every once in a while. But it's not going to be your main focus. Your quarterback is definitely not going to be your leading rusher.
No, not anymore. I hope not.
Woo. If he is, we need some talks.
Yeah. If you want to go back to what Kyle was talking about, Matt Rule talked earlier this week or last week about what his offense identity wanted to be in 2024. And everybody's talking about the Kyle Shanahan type system, the Dolphins, the Niners, all that stuff. Honestly, those quarterbacks are not mobile at all.
No, Brock Purdy does not run.
He does not run. Nope. Tua does not run. And a lot of that offense is under center, which is good. There are a lot of play designs to get guys open with speed, which
fullbacks.
There are fullbacks on the team too.
Yep.
Yes. But there are play designs to get receivers open with speed, which if you listen to the interview with Michael Severe, a friend of our program, he interviewed Jalen Lloyd, and he apparently when they ran that belly G option in practice, he had the fastest speed
miles per hour
out of anybody in football. NFL, college, high school, etc.
One thing this comes down to, you mentioned the Niners and the Dolphins. If you look at both of those systems right now, when they talk about QB play, what does everybody say? The QB ain't the one that's making that happen. It's the receivers. Right. So that's one thing that we have a lot of young receivers, hopefully grabbing a veteran. I know we've got a couple of visits. I think we're going to talk about that later. But you need strong receiver play to try and operate a system like that to a level like the Dolphins and the Niners are doing.
Kind of, but you got to remember too, this team, the receivers are running open all year.
Yeah.
The lack of quarterback play, of not getting them the football, it has been the issue. And if we have a guy that can live up to the expectations, which who knows?
Right.
But if the quarterback play even takes a small step forward, those guys that are running wide open, even in the system we were in last year, are going to
shine.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
But there's two components to that play, right? You need the speed to get open.
Yep.
Then you got to have the hands.
Yeah.
And like with this last season, we didn't get to see a whole lot of the hands.
No.
Because the ball couldn't get there.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's still a big question mark on whether the Huskers can effectively run a system like that.
I think like what we've been saying the whole year is that if you just had a minimal increase in quarterback play, we would be at a bowl game right now.
100%. We wouldn't even be here right now.
Right.
We would be sitting in Arizona or Florida or Vegas.
New York
wherever.
City, Yankee Stadium.
Don't even care. We would have been there. But instead, we're sitting here watching snowfall in Omaha, Nebraska. So
it's funny. I think today is actually the day of the bowl game that we were really hoping for.
Yeah.
In Scottsdale.
Yep.
That would have been nice.
Yeah. So like, I think like Shanahan and I guess San Francisco in general, because they have those guys, Ayuk, and they have Debo and they have Kittle. You would think that they're just slinging it. Well, that's kind of what I'm getting to is you have those guys on the outside. You would think that they're slinging the ball all over the place, but they are like bottom 5 in the NFL in passing attempts.
32nd, actually. They're last.
They're last. Okay.
Last. Brock Purdy's last in the
Dolphins aren't, though.
No,
the Dolphins are not, but he's referring to the Niners. They're 32nd.
They're the same system, though.
Well, and like I guess my point is you better have a good running game.
Yep.
Because Christian McCaffrey, he leads the league in attempts. Does Nebraska have a Christian McCaffrey? And no, of course not, because Christian McCaffrey.
Absolutely not.
Does anyone in the NCAA?
Nobody.
No.
But the point is you got to have a good run game,
traditional run game,
traditional I-back run game with a fullback. I know.
Wouldn't that be cool? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, I know.
A use check, in Lincoln.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
And
Janovich?
I mean,
you look at.
I would take a Janovich.
Yeah,
any day of the week. Of course,
they did sign a guy that was mainly fullback, and he looks like a monster.
Isaac Dickey.
Yeah,
is that who you're talking about?
Yeah. The guy looks like a psychopath.
And look, until I see it regularly, I'm not going to believe it.
Right.
If you play fullback, you are a psychopath.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
There isn't another type of fullback.
You're different.
Yeah.
Jason Isaacs said if you had a quarterback just to keep honest half the time, your run game will open wide open.
Will open wide open.
Will open wide open.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Jason.
And like you hope that you got Malachi, you got Jalen Lloyd, Carter Nelson. We'll see about Fedoni,
Jaden Doss. Like
on paper, you have guys that can run
speed.
Like gazelles.
There's another guy that's kind of appearing too. The Bell. What's his name?
Yeah, the
Demetrius Bell. Yeah. He's kind of popping up all over the place. I just think and it does help. It lends you a hand, especially moving into January with these official visits coming in. You got that running back that's in Oregon.
Yep.
He's a transfer from Oregon, right?
Dowdell.
Yeah. It lends yourself a hand when you've got a 5-star quarterback and the coach is considered need somebody that's going to be helps out.
Yeah, it will definitely help convincing guys to get the number 1 high school country. Mm-hmm. And by the way, you go look at the depth chart.
Yeah,
they had their 4th string running back starting at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a really good chance of playing quite a bit.
So it's funny you say number 1 recruit. We talked about this last week with Mike Schaefer. I think it's in ESPN's rankings. Raiola is now ranked as the 4th best quarterback.
Yes.
It's
he
ridiculous.
keeps going down. When they sign with Nebraska, they just keep going down.
Well, Schaefer discussed this. He addressed this.
Yeah, right. We love Schaefer.
No, Schaefer
come on now.
Schaefer discussed 24/7's ranking system.
Yeah.
Who was yours?
ESPN.
Yeah. They just keep working their way down.
We appreciate Mike Schaefer's time. We appreciate 24/7. They seem to have their stuff on lock. They do things ethically.
Ethically. Dude, anytime you talk about recruiting and your source is ESPN, it's ugly. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's not ESPN's thing.
Do they go out and actually recruit? No. Doubt it.
Just like the Niners and Brock Purdy ends on getting the ball out quick to those guys out in space. A lot of yak yards. Jalen Lloyd, Malik. Not usually a play. Ohio State level receivers and playmakers. So a style like that generally is scary to me. Mm-hmm. Like I usually shout into the void, no, don't do this, Bill Callahan, no. But you see these guys that they have on the roster, and it's like, well, maybe it could work. But these guys that run 4.16 40s,
you're right.
It could work. And you got a 5-star, that helps.
And so the other thing that you mentioned, that Nebraska is not a program that typically gets Ohio State level recruits. Neither was Ohio State until they did. Like Ohio State 10, 15 years ago was not the Ohio State we know today.
No, they've always had like top 5 recruiting. Even in the Jim Tressler era.
They had a number of seasons in the late aughts into the early teens where they weren't that great.
I mean, in modern recruiting, they've always been in the top.
It's just in recruiting classes, sure, but in performance, and that's a different argument about recruiting as opposed to actual performance.
They set such a high bar for themselves that even if it's a little bit lower, it's like, whoa, huge drop off.
If they finished 11th, they would riot.
Yeah,
and they finished in the top 3 every year because the talent in that Ohio, Michigan area, like they take all of it. Mm-hmm. And little brother Michigan at now not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Straight.
But even recruiting wise, they're still better than. Even though Michigan is daddy, it's weird. It is weird.
And you look at that receiver room. You have Marcus Washington declaring for the NFL draft. Mm-hmm. Best of luck to him.
I think he got advice that you're probably not getting that waiver, bud.
Right.
So,
so you're losing a veteran in the room again, like with the Chuba. And you lost Billy Kemp.
Yep.
So, again, you're losing veteran guys. Got to think they're going to go in the portal.
Yep.
You got to think they're quarterback. You guys, do they go to the portal for a quarterback?
I think level, and you got a quarterback. If you're giving a guy an opportunity to compete, and that's all you're going to tell him, and odds are, I mean, you're not dumb. When you're going to Nebraska, they just signed the number 1 high school quarterback in the class.
For a second.
Knowing that if this guy goes down, I already have college football experience. All right, I'm going to be
and a guy who was a tight end last year.
I don't know, man. Like, if you're Matt Rule, what do you do? One, you don't jeopardize the reason that you got Dylan Raiola in the first place. Listen, Dylan Raiola did not come here because things didn't work out at Georgia. And then he starts looking at Nebraska again, and Matt Rule said, sure, come on in. He can sit there and tell everybody that, there's going to be a real competition and stuff and blah, blah, blah. Listen, we know the deal.
Yes.
We know the deal.
We're not stupid, Matt.
We know the deal. So I don't do you jeopardize hey, we're bringing in another quarterback. Are you going to quarterback in the transfer portal? Hey, you're going to compete for the second spot for this true freshman?
It's going to be a tough sell.
Who are you going to bring in here?
That's the only guy maybe 3 years of eligibility and really, really believes in themselves.
Right. But seriously though, somebody entering the transfer portal, there's a reason they're doing it. It's because maybe they're not playing as much. Maybe they're on a losing team, whatever the case might be. This dude, hey, come on in. You'll play under this true freshman.
That's why I said the FCS level. If you go get a guy at the FCS level that just wants an opportunity, then maybe.
Right. But even then, it's still a tough sell. If you're entering a transfer portal, you're most likely doing it because you want to go to the NFL or you want a better situation. Yeah, you want to play.
Yeah.
Who are you going to bring here that's just going to say, sure?
So that brings it in my head. Do you think Danny Kaelin is automatically quarterback number 2? If Matt Rule sticks to what he says of, I want to play young guys, etc., and not saying Harburg's old, but if you want to build around these young guys,
V2, just because he did it pretty much all year last year, or for most of the games.
Yeah.
So Dizzle says Danny Kaelin.
So
maybe.
My thought is we're all on the same board. We're starting Raiola, right?
Raiola will be quarterback 1.
Yeah.
So knowing Raiola and K. I'm red. As redshirt, because let's be honest, if Dylan Raiola is everything he is billed to be, are we getting him for 4 years? No,
probably not.
No, we're not. So redshirt Kalen, if Kalen is, as good or better than he's billed to be, we got an extra year there. It would be smart to redshirt Kalen this year and leave Heinrich Harburg in that second slot. I think that would be the most prudent thing to do.
But what if they are using Harburg as that utility guy? I just feel like Danny might have to be the route. Like, there's no better reps than in-game reps.
So, I mean, how many games did Taysom Hill start at quarterback?
My man.
A ton.
Exactly. What
yeah. So, I mean,
but he's not even QB2. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jameis Winston's quarterback 2. It was in New Orleans.
Right.
So, like, because he's more of an asset as a football player than he is a quarterback.
But
yeah, like Harburg might be more of an asset as a football player than a quarterback.
True. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah. This is the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so do you, I think you might have just answered this, but do you see Heinrich Harburg's upside higher in the gadget player aspect?
Yes.
Or as a quarterback when we need him to keep a red shirt for a guy that we can continue a developed quarterback room down the road?
If I'm in a pinch, I'm going Heinrich Harburg.
I would agree.
Straight up. He didn't get any reps for the last year. He got 0 quarterback reps. He went in, he won. He can run.
You're throwing away half the playbook, and it is literally
option.
That's it.
Yeah.
Get your head bashed in.
But here's my other thing is, and I'm not talking down on the kid, but we all watched Danny Kaelin this last season. Danny Kaelin right now can become a diamond. He's not quite there yet. It's like Heinrich Harburg is a little bit more refined. And I think at least somewhat refined quarterback in Heinrich Harburg.
Yeah, I just don't know if you're Matt Rule and you want to stay young. You want to stick with the young guy. Danny Kaelin's he's going to have his belt, and we're in a situation where if Dylan Raiola gets hurt, God forbid, it's not going to be more than 4 games. So why not give him an opportunity?
So, I mean, this is something we've talked about for weeks on end, is that starting a true freshman quarterback is very scary. It's a scary prospect. And the thought of putting Danny Kaelin at QB2, I mean, you're not only saying we're going to start a true freshman, but our backup is a true freshman. Is that not like alarming?
I think it's alarming that freshman to begin with.
Yeah. But there is a big difference between starting a 5 and a 3-star.
Yeah.
Right?
I get it.
There's a reason that he's a 5-star is because he's probably ready to go.
I looked at his numbers this morning because I was having this conversation this morning with my wife's cousin, and I was like,
throw up.
What?
Whose numbers did you look at?
Dylan Raiola.
Oh, okay.
And we were talking about turnovers, and we got in the conversation of Nebraska had a little bit where Dylan Raiola had 88 touchdown passes and only 11 interceptions in his entire high school football career, and 1 interception in his senior year. So the 10 were previous to his senior year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
1 interception. He takes care of the football.
Yeah.
And that is something that we found out you can't really coach out of somebody.
Yeah.
If you are prone to give the other team the ball, odds are you're going to go back and you're going to give the other team the ball.
You are who you are.
So Dylan Raiola does not have that issue, at least at the high school level. I don't want to go look at Jeff Sims' high school numbers.
Right.
Did he turn over? I'm guessing maybe.
Yeah.
The highest level, actually.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
High A in Texas, high A in Arizona, and high A in Georgia. Like the highest in Georgia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Buford is like a powerhouse in high school football.
So something scrub numbers.
Right.
Yeah. And all the skeptical Husker fans out there that are like, oh,
Yeah, but 99% of them don't.
Right.
Like, that's just a crazy argument.
And I mean, at least here in the area, a high school quarterback, the only plays you're running are like read option. You're doing screen passes and just 50-50 balls, just throw it down. Somebody's down there somewhere.
Yeah.
So around here, you get a quarterback that's got a bunch of turnovers because it's just sloppy ball, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's impressive.
And he's not.
Who's QB2? Because we know QB1. That's not a debate. I'm just like, I'm glad I'm not the one making millions to make this decision.
100%.
I would take millions to make that decision.
Well, of course, but you're not making millions.
Who is your way too early depth chart right now?
For the quarterback room?
For the quarterback room. Who is your way too early depth chart?
I think it's Raiola, Harburg, and then Dylan or Daniel.
Okay.
Kalen.
Yeah.
I say that, but it's just, just not being
a quarterback.
You said it. I didn't want to. Okay. Like I don't.
Square peg.
A lot of turnover.
Mainly on the fact that your quarterback is getting his skull bashed in 20 times a game.
Yeah.
Sure. And that's 12. That's get the 13th.
No.
So you go 12 weeks and you're just getting your skull bashed in and you're getting exhausted and you're beat up every game. Like there is a correlation between the type of offense that you run and the amount of turnovers that you have. And if you can just eliminate, maybe the most important guy on the field getting concussed every week.
But then you also have to say, if you have Harburg back there, his greatest strength is running the ball.
Right.
Yeah. So again, if you try to square peg round hole this with, hey, you're going to be our Brock Purdy now. Yikes.
Yeah.
Right.
Heinrich Harburg cannot be your Brock Purdy that's a statue and
you would hope that your offense is established enough where you don't need to rely on your quarterback all that much. The 49ers do not rely on Brock Purdy.
No, Brock Purdy is only an MVP candidate because of the other guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
newsflash.
Hello.
See, and that's
you saw that last night.
But Kyle, I love that you bring up that Nebraska doesn't get that 13th week. I don't know if you guys got to see on Twitter. I think I saw it circulating. Was this alternate Husker uniform that was like super Christmas oriented?
Oh, that was stupid.
I thought it was sick.
Of course you did.
My only issue with it was like, dude, it's been like 7 years since we've played in December. Like, I don't know why we would ever even design those.
Oh my God.
It's been 108 years.
We will never wear a holiday themed uniform.
Yeah.
It will never happen.
No.
I also the pixelated uniform.
Yeah. God, the pixelated one was so terrible.
I was like, which pixel is your favorite?
Yeah.
Huskers down the leg?
Yeah. Oh my God. Wait, that says Huskers? I could see like half of a letter. I could see.
Okay, real question. So like historically, like over the last few years, the Husker alternates have been, if not actively bad.
Adidas is ass.
Do you think pulling in what I believe to be a very good recruiting class?
Yeah.
Do we get a little more attention? Do we get some sick alternates this year?
No. All Reds.
You don't even need to do anything sick. Just literally wear your away pants with your home jersey, and you automatically have a uniform. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And you were the biggest Adidas defender. Both of you guys were when we had who was
I'm
it?
wearing a lot of Adidas.
Who was in here that was like defending Adidas till their face turned blue? And
it was probably Sauter.
No, it wasn't Sauter.
Sauter.
Oh, it was
Sauter.
Sauter.
It was Sauter, yeah.
It was Sauter.
Yeah.
Adidas is ass.
I said go to Jordan brand.
Go get Jordan. Go get Nike.
Yeah.
Yes.
Adidas is ass.
Mike.
Money.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I get it.
I do want to bring some attention to. I've seen some people talking about the lack of like linebacker recruitment, and people kind of concerned because you're losing. Presumably, so is Luke Reimer out?
Reimer's out.
out.
Henrich is gone.
Henrich is out. Yeah. So you've got some people kind of like worried about that. And what I have to say about that is all of us into this table thought that our defensive line was going to be the biggest question mark moving into the season.
True.
And Matt Rule didn't talk about it once. He's like, it was like not even a thought in his mind. So if we haven't heard him talking about the linebacker room, probably a reason for it. I think he feels pretty confident about that and the defensive line, obviously with Robinson and Hutmacher coming back. So
they did offer an FCS All-American at the middle linebacker position.
Yeah.
In the last couple days.
From Idaho.
Yeah, from Idaho.
Yeah.
Not saying there was a lot of schools after that kid though. So
yeah,
not saying we're going to get that guy, but I think they're looking, but we have such a logjam with this roster right now.
Yeah.
It's really tough. It's like, what do you want to prioritize? Do you want to prioritize a linebacker where you did get Bullock back?
Yep.
Bullock.
And then you can go in and try to develop one of these young guys because we saw a true freshman go and play.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's not like
positions, whatever.
It's not like the defense didn't have literally the entire defensive roster going in and out, in and out all year. So it's like everybody's got reps.
And Buddha could probably move to inside if they need him to. But the thing is you got to prioritize what positions you're going to bring in out of that portal now because we have no positions open. And that's going to be running back or receiver.
Yep.
Well, and
I mean, you had one of the worst offenses in the country last year. So
focus on that.
Yeah.
The defense will figure it out.
Yeah.
I think another big question going into fall will be currently, I think, are we 10 or 12 over on scholarship?
A lot.
It's either 10 or 12.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be another big question is like, what's going to happen?
Well, you don't have to worry about it because NIL scholarships.
Yeah, the NIL scholarships will be fine. I think all the super seniors will get moved to NIL scholarships. They'll be compensated happily.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nebraska's 10 over. But look,
10 over.
They're always going to find a way.
Yep.
They'll find a way.
Yeah, every team finds a way.
They're going to be like, hey, I know that academic scholarship. Don't worry. We'll take care of NIL. Will take care of that. And because you're doing that, we're going to give you an extra this, and this to live comfortably.
And you get to go into the wide receivers coach's office and he'll give you Pop-Tarts and everything like that whenever you want.
Yeah.
So
speaking of Pop-Tarts.
The trophy.
That is the sickest. The Pop-Tarts Bowl is the sickest trophy in football.
Dude, it's better than the Lombardi.
It's literally like the Lombardi if it was futuristic and had a spot for Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
Which, why doesn't it? Well, dude, you look at I've talked about this a lot about what the coolest trophies in sports are. My number one is still the Stanley Cup. I think it's great. Like the tradition of drinking out of it. All the players get to go take it for a few days. That Pop-Tarts Bowl trophy is like a close second.
It's legit.
Silly. Can you imagine eating Pop-Tarts out of that trophy?
Is it like a toaster thing?
Dude, it's so. Have you not seen it yet?
I mean,
look at this.
Yeah. So it's got. I wish we could put a picture on it.
I'm gonna try to put it on the StreamYard right now. We'll see how it works.
But you guys, it's got it's got a space for 2 Pop-Tarts in it on the inside.
The trophy,
like
in
a
the
toaster.
Football. It's better than Lumpy.
What's your favorite Pop-Tart?
Oh, that's that is a good.
Shit.
I'm
tough.
I'm kind of a basic bitch on this.
Yeah.
I'm a brown sugar cinnamon guy. Yeah.
Hey, check it out. Check it out, guys. Look at that. Look at that. The listeners that are watching us on the StreamYard, the Facebook, that is the coolest trophy known to man.
That's the most ignorant trophy I've ever seen.
Dude, it's so tight.
That thing is awesome.
Do you guys warm it up at all, or do you just go straight cold?
Well, it depends. Like if I'm in like a pinch, I'll eat it cold. But
if I'm eating them cold, I do hot fudge sundae. If I can heat them up, I'm going brown sugar cinnamon.
The most underrated Pop-Tart known to man is cherry.
Oh,
cherry's good.
Yeah, is the best Pop-Tart.
It's the OG.
No, the OG is strawberry. That's the OG. The white in this. No, the red frosting or the pink frosting with the red sprinkles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
cherry is the most underrated Pop-Tart.
I might be with you on that one.
Kyle, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I ride with the cinnamon pretty hard, but I do really enjoy the s'mores too.
S'mores is good.
Yeah,
s'mores is good.
I've gone through phases in my life. Frosted, always frosted.
Thank God.
Okay, now as a kid, I do just want to say, the wild berry
is good.
Oh yeah, the purple frosting that had the blue.
Yeah. Okay.
That one is overlooked. I don't even know if they still have that anymore.
The fruity Pop-Tarts get slept on.
They do.
Yeah,
and there's people in the chat right now. Drop a comment in the chat. What is your favorite Pop-Tart?
And I also think of the chocolate fudge too.
Yeah.
You get the chocolate frosting and the chocolate on the inside.
We haven't even said it yet. And heated up, of course, the s'mores Pop-Tart.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
It's got to be heated up.
It's got the graham crust.
The graham cracker crust. Slaps.
Yeah. Well, I would always, take the crust
s'mores.
off the
Aaron
outside.
says s'mores.
Yeah. I take the
Do you cut the crust off your sandwiches too, you child?
I do not, but on Pop-Tarts I do.
Pop-Tarts, I break them in half and I eat them one piece at a time.
But you eat the edges, right?
Yes.
Yeah, eat the edges first.
Yeah,
I go around. I eat
Oh,
the
no,
edges
I don't.
first.
You don't crazy like that.
No, you eat the edges first. That's a smart move.
Aaron Dickey says s'mores. Her Dizzle says brown sugar, 100%.
Dog.
No love for cherry or chocolate or wild berry.
Cherry is my number one.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a child when it comes to Pop-Tarts, bro.
It's either brown sugar or hot fudge for me.
The best trophy in the game. I'm gonna pop it on there again. Look at that.
Gosh,
Banger.
Yeah, I put it on the screen.
That's that's so easy to say. Like the best trophy is that Pop-Tarts bowl, but the best celebration is the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Dumping a gallon of mayo on your coach is just awesome.
Yeah.
It's like every porno you always watch.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Jesus.
My God.
Mike is a bukkake man.
It is a day after Christmas, and you're talking like this.
Tis the season.
God.
It's bowl season, baby.
Is this where you want to be when Jesus comes back?
Santa heard you talking like that, brother. I don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, you're one day in. You're definitely on the naughty list.
Hey, it ain't the new year yet.
Yeah, this isn't New Year, New Me season yet. We still got a few more days for that.
I did go to the gym for the first time in 6 weeks today, guys.
Attaboy.
Yeah, it's
Give him
really
his flowers.
it is really tough to go to the gym at 4:30 in the morning when you are up at 3 and then 5 and then 7, and then it's time for work.
Yeah.
Terrible.
My ears are bleeding. Or Dizzle. My bad, or Dizzle.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you brought up the linebackers because, you got Shavers who committed.
Yep.
And Willis McGahee the fourth, who also committed. And he even brought up Willis McGahee the fourth. He acknowledged that the whole weather thing. He's from Miami. He's from Florida. He's like, what? I'm gonna get drafted by the Green Bay Packers. I'm gonna go, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Nah, you're gonna play for the Packers. It's gonna be snowing. You're gonna be seeing your own breath. Anywhere you go in the NFL, you're gonna play in all types of seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So come to Nebraska.
Yeah,
if we want you.
Yeah,
because we're trying to be good. And a lot of these players that we get, they are from Florida,
Texas.
So please don't leave after a year or two like you used to.
So my question is, like, transfer linebacker. I have one name in mind. How many games did Ernest Hausman play this year?
He started for Michigan.
Yeah, you got to be careful with this because
he was
like
a baller.
If you look at their stats, like he was up there.
He was a
in
baller.
Terms of tackles.
Yeah, he was a baller at Michigan.
Was he really?
Yes. I could look it up. But,
did he miss like the first couple of weeks? Is that what I'm thinking about?
No, Ernest Hausman was a baller.
Oh, well, okay.
He was
I know.
He was the guy that I'm just still so like.
What
if
this?
What if? Literally at this time last year, I was like, "Hey, we got Rule coming in. We're gonna build around a young guy like Ernest Hausman, whatever."
Yeah.
And then like a week later, he's in the portal and goes to Michigan.
Yeah.
And obviously, if Michigan wants you, you're probably pretty good.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I will say though, like, yeah, it would have been awesome to have Hausman, but despite them not having Hausman,
they still balled out.
They still balled out. Thank God, because if they sucked, then it would really be, damn, what if we had him running sideline to sideline? I think some things would be a little different with Hausman back there.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we don't really have to play that game.
Yeah.
Like all the way, but like a little bit. We could say, damn, what if? But I'm just glad that they were good. They didn't need to rely on Hausman to be good. So yeah, so Hausman was third in total tackles
for Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
0 sacks.
I mean,
but third in
total tackles is pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Especially defense like that.
Yeah.
Related to transfer portal. there is a coach in the NCAA that is trying to ban decommitments. Decommitments and contact with people that are committed, or
the guy that's most. It's like, dude, that would be your thing. Is if it was legal,
your best players are that exactly.
You're taking away because you're not going to recruit freshmen. We saw that.
For those that haven't caught on, we are talking about Coach Prime.
They had 5 freshmen in their recruiting class.
Thank you for saying 5.
Bruh.
Thank you for saying 5. I'm tired of hearing 6 because that 5-star that is allegedly in their class still at this moment.
No, he did sign.
He did?
Yeah.
You got 6 freshmen that committed.
Yeah, he did sign.
Dude, Prime, your whole thing, your whole shtick, if you will, is calling and texting and getting in other players' DMs that are currently on other teams and going, hey, what's up? I'm
you know
Prime,
where to find me.
Hey,
yeah.
Coach Prime,
hard to find.
Coach Prime ain't hard to find, but high school recruits are.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like mountains?
Well, I will say this. If what he's doing works in the transfer portal, that will be the new thing moving forward. So high school recruiting could be gone.
How many guys did they pull out of the portal?
A lot.
It was like 40, right?
They were the top ranked.
Yeah.
They had so damn many.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
lots
the other
of
thing.
linemen. But like he got O-linemen from like G5 area, FCS type players.
Which can work.
So
Which
we
can
will
work.
see. We will see.
Yeah.
Because usually G5 lower level colleges, although you have experience in playing time, you're not playing against good competition. Usually those linemen are a little bit thinner because they have more fast-paced stuff. It's usually like 285 versus like a 315 guy. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But so, I mean, how often do we talk about like with what Matt Rule is doing in Nebraska? He's building a culture, building chemistry with the team.
Yeah.
How can you do that relying on the portal? Like these are, and in no way am I like calling them misfits, but like that team feels like the island of misfit players.
Yeah. Misfit buffs. Yeah.
Because they're leaving other programs to come over here, and like there can't be that much chemistry. Like you have very limited time to create that.
Well, I mean, they won 4 games last year.
Yeah.
They won less than Nebraska did.
Yeah.
There's not chemistry. You're going there for what Colorado is giving you. You're getting your platform, if you want to say. You get to go hang out with freaking Lil Wayne on the sideline. You got all this stuff going.
You get to hang out with Lil Wayne for the first 6 weeks.
Yeah.
After that, you've got like
Not even
some
6.
guy that was on SNL 3 years ago.
Yeah. So the hype. I will say this about Colorado, and I'm going to call my shot on this. And maybe I'm, like this isn't like something
we
like,
need. Hey, we need a segment. Mike Stradamus or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but go.
College game day. Nebraska versus Colorado in Lincoln this year.
Yeah.
I'm calling my shot on that. Like that will happen. It's like week 2.
Right.
There's no way
we play a crap team the first week. Who knows? We might lose, but
UTEP. Hey, put some respect on the Miners' name.
Yeah, we play UTEP to start.
Yeah.
If Colorado takes care of business, we could be playing Colorado in Lincoln, Coach Prime on game day, what they like.
Sure.
The Nebraska fan base, all the clicks. Sounds like a perfect opportunity.
Well, game day or Fox.
Both.
Do you think a team that won 5 games last season and a team that won 4 games last season merit a game day?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a new season.
So.
We got here's the thing. We'll have the number 1 quarterback in the class. They have Shadir. They got Coach Prime, who's bigger than everything known to man.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah. It'll be big.
Larry the Cable Guy.
It'll sell views. It'll sell tickets. It'll sell clicks. I'm calling it.
Dan Whitney.
And that's why I said I'm calling. I don't know if it's far-fetched, but I'm calling College game day week 2 in Lincoln, Nebraska.
So I'm Conspiracy Connor. I don't even know what to call you right now.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I want to go back to what you said. The comparison. What is Matt Rule building in Lincoln? And if you look years ago, let me take you back. Years ago.
I love the button.
The foundation was Nebraska boys. And then you go out and you get yourself some really nice 4 or 5-star offensive players, some nice tools that you can throw around. And that won you some national championships. Now, I'm not one to just go out and say that this Nebraska team that hasn't been to a bowl game in 7 years is getting ready to go on a national title run.
Yes, you are.
Oh, no.
No, but what I'm saying is Matt Rule is building the 500-mile radius, what we like to call it.
Yep.
Our backyard.
He's getting everybody in our backyard. He's getting all the legacy guys that love Nebraska, that have grown up to be Nebraska fans with their fathers and their mothers and all this other stuff.
Bloodlines.
And then he's going out and he's getting some Dylan Raiolas, and he's getting some 4-star athletes at wide receiver. He's looking at this 4-star running back out of Oregon, and he's
Grant Bricks.
Grant Bricks, and he's
number 1 player in Iowa.
Yeah, he is building this thing to where, guess what? If this guy doesn't like it here after a year, sure, he can go. But we've still got the majority of our locker room are all legacy and dudes that have grown up, farm boys out of Iowa, Nebraska, all these dudes in Omaha. It's all being built around Nebraska. The majority of your roster is, and then he's going out and he's getting all these little skill players from around the country to kind of fit that stuff in.
So 2025 national champs, 2025. Get a year under Raiola's belt, and then we'll go from there.
What Matt
Make a bowl game.
What Matt Rule what he's doing different, and I'm not saying it's most coaches, but it's at least one of the most notable, if not a couple others. Is it that new Indiana head coach that said, "I win, Google me"?
Yeah, Google me, I win.
That was kind of cool.
Douchebag.
Yeah. No, I thought it was kind of cool.
But what Matt Rule is doing is when these players come in, it is program over personality. Like, we're here for Nebraska. Like, we're all here to win. If we win, your personality comes with it. But we're not here to be putting fucking Twitter handles or Venmo handles on the back of your practice jerseys. That's not why we're here.
I mean, that's what I'm saying is you're building your program around the guys that really actually want to be here. And then you can go get your guys from Miami, and if they leave,
whatever.
You can go out next year.
Program over personality.
I agree with that to an extent, but we are still flexing our NIL dollars.
We are.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, you are still showing up like, hey, yeah, we're in a bidding war with these guys, and he's a talented player. I'm still going to flex my NIL dollars.
Sure. Yeah, you should.
So
you have
to walk that fine line. I think your core is going to be those Nebraska guys, but the sprinkle's where you got to flex.
Right.
So, and I think, it probably depends on the player, but I think the big heart of the pitch is the program, who we are, what we've done, what we can do. And the bonus is the money. And I think that's what Matt Rule has been very clear about and what he's really done for the players that have come here for the money. Just like Kyle said, if the money's not enough, if it doesn't feel right for you and you leave, whatever, see ya.
We'll go out after next year. Say these 3 Miami guys, they're like, yeah, screw this. Like, I want to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go get
the following year. We're going to go get some more.
Yeah.
Like, you only have to replace 6 of those guys every year.
Yeah.
Like, if your foundation is all guys that want to be here for 4 years,
stability,
you're in a great spot.
Yeah. We have guys on this roster that could be playing and starting at really good programs that could have just left. Nash Hutmacher could just go and be immediately eligible somewhere else.
Yep.
Ty Robinson staying. They could be go play in the NFL. They could go play elsewhere. They're staying here because they want to be here.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's a really double-edged sword, not for Nebraska, but for programs that do put personality over program and over performance. Because let's say, and I know we're beating on Colorado, and that's not what we're here to do. Let's say you do go to Colorado and you do get your face in the camera all the time, and then you play like shit. What is everyone going to know you for? You were the guy that I saw all the time just running those gums, and then you played like shit. And what does that do to your draft stock? Tanks it.
Yeah, I think it says a lot too. Mike, you brought up guys like Nash and Ty that are coming back, and it'd be really easy for those guys to be like, damn, I want to make a bowl. Just let me go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because anywhere else is making a Pop-Tarts bowl or a Charmin Ultra Soft bowl. I would want to play. I want to see what that trophy looks like, by the way.
Yeah.
But
we'll use AI. We'll make one.
It's probably just the trophy, and it's got an actual roll on top. You can put toilet paper on there.
No, it's got to be a chrome. It's got to be like a chrome one.
We should make a Charmin Ultra Soft trophy and then award it ourselves to the softest player or coach of the year.
Damn.
And just put a plaque on there.
The Ultra Soft Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, I mean, that's good. It's a good point, guys. That they see, I don't know,
the fame.
Is it hope? Kyle, is that what this is?
Yeah, 100%. Is this if there was no hope, those guys would be like just like everybody else. They'd say, "See ya." Like, I'm gonna go make my money in the NFL, or I'm gonna go make my money at a Charmin Ultra Soft Bowl for another team. I'm gonna go enjoy winning. If what they're being sold was not good, they'd be out of here.
Yeah, it is something that, dude, like who's transferred from this team? Like who's transferring out?
Backups, walk-ons.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like any significant contributors?
There was no Ernest Hausman.
Like, yeah, there was no Ernest Hausman. Like, am I missing somebody that I'm just completely whiffing on?
Applegate.
Jake Applegate.
Hey, no, I mean,
Nebraska kid.
Nebraska kid leaving. We had 2 Nebraska kids leave.
And most guys into the transfer portal after those conversations were had, like, hey, dude, might be in your best interest to head out.
And Matt Rule's a straight shooter.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, this is where I see you on the depth chart. I could see you sprinkling on the special teams, whatever, but I think you might be better off playing at a lower level school.
There's 6 guys ahead of you.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And we recruited these guys to take your job.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
He's a straight shooter. He was in the NFL. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And I know it's still early, but like you have someone like Ramir Johnson. He is still here.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
And like Gabe Irvin, who has been through some shit, still here.
Mm-hmm.
Still here.
I am interested to see what happens if they do go get like that Dodo guy from Oregon. Do some of those guys look elsewhere? Because yes, they are here currently, but this is still early enrollment, and then you also have the regular signing day.
Yeah.
And then you have spring ball. So if you're a guy like Ramir, if you're a guy like Gabe, and you look at the depth chart and you're like, oh shit, now I'm behind Emmett, I'm behind this transfer guy. Yeah. And you're looking at 3 or 4th on the depth chart. Why wouldn't you look elsewhere?
But on that point, though, none of those guys were super vocal about not wanting it to be a 4-man committee last year, like it was. They were all like, yeah, we're a good running back room. Like, we're all going to do what we can for the team. And if you sprinkle each one of us in, we don't get even carries, things like that. Like, none of them were vocal, or none of them were displeased. It didn't seem like they didn't go to Twitter, then whatever.
Because none of them were good enough to be the number 1.
Yeah. Well, but that's what I'm saying, though, is like, if all 4 of them realized last year, like, hey, it's going to be a committee, none of them really seemed displeased about it. They were just like, yeah, we're just going to ball. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Program over personality.
Yeah. Pop. Yeah. That's probably a good spot to end it.
Pop-Tart, baby.
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tart.
Let's go. And Mike, don't forget the Charmin Ultra Soft trophy.
Yeah.
Yep. AI.
Yeah, we'll have to
no brown. AI. No brown.
No, just chrome.
All chrome, baby.
Well, I think all the trophy needs to be chrome. Like you have the toilet, the TP holder be chrome. Yeah. But then you put an actual
so you can put it in your bathroom.
Anyway, just an idea.
Is the bear going to be there though?
The bear should be the one holding it up.
Ooh, now we're getting crazy.
Oh, I like that.
We're getting crazy.
I love getting crazy. All right, guys. Go to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Did I say? Yep.
Yeah.
NBNR podcast. The same handle anywhere you go. Go to Spotify. Go to Apple. We are there. Search NBNR podcast or No Block, No Rock. We are there. Give us a 5-star review. Please, we need you. All right, guys. Oh, yeah, we have merch too. NBNRpodcast.com. Get merch.
Check out the
Shout out
sweatshirt.
That is a sick sweatshirt.
Well, shout out Evans Custom Apparel.
So this is the last episode before New Year's, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick. 2023. For almost 43,000 downloads. We had the award show here in the brewery. We went to Minnesota. Like, this was a breakout year for NBNR.
This was a very successful year.
It was super
This
fun.
was a breakout year. So yeah, there's 4 of you watching live right now, and
9 total.
A dozen of you, 9 total.
Yes.
A dozen of you downloading this episode and listening in. Thank you very much. We seriously appreciate you. Every week, there's not a whole lot of people that can say that they commit a day a week to come sit in the brewery or the studio and record these episodes and talk about the same thing, not making a bowl game, every single week. So we appreciate you guys listening.
Imagine what the traffic would be if we actually were good.
Talk about a national championship.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Jesus.
Hey, but here's the thing. We didn't make a bowl game.
Yeah.
And we've still got people watching.
Yeah. Yep. Fans.
The people that are watching right now, you are the reason we're doing this. The listeners that are going to watch this or listen to it tomorrow, you're also the reason we're doing it. Kyle's point was perfect.
We all got empty glasses here, but come on. 2023 is in the books.
Clink. So are the beers.
So are the beers.
So are the beers.
Deleted. 2023 is in the past. 2024 on to new things.
Yeah.
Fellas, What do you say we close it out?
Yep.
I'm one of your hosts, Jared Hall.
Mike Delaware.
Kyle Byers.
Connor Cadillac.
As always, Happy New Year! And GBR.